What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and today I wanted to talk about the most recent patch, or kind of like little hot fix that was updated to Black Ops 3. So it's not necessarily a patch, there's not like a big change or, any weapon balancing issues or anything like that. It was a small little patch that went live, and although it didn't change much, there are a couple of things that are pretty notable that I wanted to let you guys know about. So first up is that they changed the specialist earning power in Search and Destroy, and it's higher now. So you're going to be able to earn your specialists easier in SnD, which is actually a pretty big difference there. So if you guys don't know, SnD so far, some of the specialists, the higher end ones, kind of like, the Tempest or the Annihilator, stuff like that, you wouldn't even be able to earn an SnD half the time because the game wouldn't last long enough. You wouldn't be able to get enough kills or enough score, stuff like that. But now they're going to be a little bit easier to earn. So if you're an SnD player, that's definitely going to be a big deal for you. It's going to be a big deal for the competitive community, and I'm interested to see how that works out. So that's the first change that they made. Now, the second big change that they made that I want to tell you guys about is they actually buffed one of the perks pretty heavily, and that perk is Hardwired. Now, granted, Hardwired isn't the best perk in the game. It's definitely not the most useful or the most popular. It still does have its place in certain class setups, and it's definitely a lot better now. So, you guys might want to consider adding it to one of your classes. And what they did is they made it so now Hardwired is going to help to kind of like counter and deter against the Sixth Sense perk. So check it out. This is the new Hardwired. It says immune to counter UAV, power core, EMP grenade, and smoke screen. Won't trigger trip mine, shock charges, or C4 alarm. Reduce your digital imprint against enemy tracker and Sixth Sense perks. So I want to test this out and see just how well it counters it. So right here in this gameplay, I'm walking towards a player with Sixth Sense on, and I do not have Hardwired on. You guys are going to see it picks me up about right here. I'm like in between the front of this truck, and there's like a little kind of like wooden pole on the side of the building. That's how far you have to be from the enemy for them to pick you up with Sixth Sense. And that's actually pretty powerful, especially in game types like Search and Destroy, or, anything where your life is really valuable. If enemies can know exactly where you are, in relation to them when you get close, that's super, super strong, and it's definitely a fantastic perk to run. So let's see just how well Hardwired counters this. So now we switch over. This time I have Hardwired on. I'm doing the same thing, walking towards this guy with Sixth Sense, and I was actually pretty surprised to see that it doesn't pick you up at all. Hardwired now 100% counters Sixth Sense. It does, like, you won't be picked up on Sixth Sense if you have Hardwired on, even if you're on top of the player. If you're literally next to them, giving them a high five, they aren't going to see you on their minimap, which is very, very, very good. So, obviously, if you're running into people that are using Sixth Sense, throw Hardwired on, and you're going to be able to completely, make that perk of theirs useless, which is obviously very, very good. Now, the second thing I wanted to test, just because we're already in this lobby, is just how well Hardwired deters against the tracker perk, the one that leaves your footprints on the ground. So you guys can see what we're going to do is this time I do not have Hardwired on. I'm going to line myself up with the corner of this garage right here. I'm going to turn around and run directly towards this white pickup truck. And we're going to pause it right when I get out of frame. And as soon as I get out of frame, you guys can see, you can still see my footsteps all the way back to that garage, which is obviously very, very powerful. That's a long trail of footsteps that you can see. Now what we're going to do is switch over. This time I am going to have Hardwired on, and I'm going to line myself up in the same spot, run straight towards the white truck, and as soon as I get out of the line of sight of the enemy, the same spot I was before, you guys can see, you can only see a couple of footsteps behind me. It's only a couple of feet. It's only a couple of steps. It's not all the way back to that garage, essentially on the other side of the map. So, again, Hardwired works there. It's not a 100% counter like it is against Sixth Sense, but it is a pretty good counter against trackers. So Hardwired is kind of an essential perk now if you want a stealthy class. Like if you're trying to play something like Search and Destroy where your life is worth a lot, you're not going to be able to respawn, you don't want to let people see where you're coming from based off of perks, it's a fantastic way to use that. Or if you're trying to be stealthy, like if you're trying to run silencers and stuff like that, then Hardwired is also a fantastic perk to use because, again, people who have Sixth Sense or tracker aren't going to be able to find you. So, yeah, there you guys have it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. More great videos coming soon. Check out these two videos on screen if you haven't seen yet. Peace out, guys.